Okay, Leviticus 11 tells us what we're to eat and what we're not to eat. Basically, God created clean food to be received. 1 Timothy chapter 4:3. Eat the food God made to be received. God made clean food to be received or eaten. And he made scavengers, hogs, chickens, shellfish, catfish, all unclean food were created to clean up the earth and to prevent disease. Hogs do not have sweat glands, so they sweat their poison into the fat mostly. Bacon is called the vein stopper, full of plaque like tobacco, and chicken are scavengers. Catfish clean the bottom and are not to be received like shellfish clean the ocean. In 1932, the electron microscope was invented. A PhD doctor at Stanford University, Peter J. D'Adamo, and then his son took over his work. They took each food group and each blood type to see how they reacted under the electron microscope. And later on, his son took over his work and wrote the book about eating according to your blood type. Eat right according to your blood type. It's on the internet. You can look up each blood type and find out what you're to eat and what you're not to eat. When you eat scavengers, you do not sin against your soul. You sin against your flesh body, reducing the number of years to serve God. You will not be able to lead your family in old age, but will be a burden on your family and an expensive burden. 2,000 years ago, Mary was conceived by the Holy Spirit. Mary was a Jew with the B blood, Adamic blood. Jesus had the AB blood type. According to the shroud of Jesus, AB blood, the tragic ending blood type. JFK had AB blood, and so did Marilyn Monroe. And God created the king and the queen of the ethnic people with the AB blood. He anointed them with the AB blood, called the royal blood. The king and the queen of England, AB blood, royal blood. Belgium, the Tsar of Russia and his whole family had AB blood. Old King Louis, the king of Spain, King Louis of France had the AB blood. All the kings and queens were anointed with the AB blood, and the first child was the king's child. So the king had sex with the newly married women, and so the AB blood was split, and it was covered all over Europe and the Middle East. The AB blood is very rare here in the USA, less than 1%. People with AB blood and O blood cannot deal with calcium. That means milk products. You can't deal with calcium, you get kidney stones. North Florida is the kidney stone capital of the world, with all the calcium in the groundwater, so you got to put filters on your groundwater here in North Florida, making a good water filter a must. The fishermen cannot digest red meat. The people of India do not eat beet. They drink the milk and they burn the cow chips. If you have the A blood type, you get diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, and others when you try to eat red meat. The American Indians came across the land bridge 8,000 years ago with the A blood and found deer and buffalo, both red meat. The people of Mexico, South and Central America have the A blood type unless they mixed with the Spanish. Now, that's the first page of my book, God's Truth. Now I want to start out here in Genesis. This is Genesis 1. We've completed Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Daniel, major prophets. And we did the 12 minor prophets. So I'm going to start in Genesis now. And this is what the book of Genesis says. First book of Moses. In the beginning, This is Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, and that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Now remember, 2 Peter 3:8, 1,000 years to man is like one day to God, and one day to God is like 1,000 years to man. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. Now the firmament was a water that surrounded the earth and created morning dew. Now when God came back to earth, Tuhuavuhu means void and without form. God did not create earth void and without form. God made earth void and without form when he found a third of his children following Satan. And the firmament came crashing down into the ocean, and it raised the ocean level about 500 feet. And Atlantis and Lemuria were all covered up with water from the firmament. And those cities around India that they're finding 500 feet down under the ocean today, and they're finding cities off of Japan way down deep in the ocean. The firmament came crashing down, and it covered up these cities. Now if you read Revelation 21, after the great white throne judgment, God's going to rejuvenate the earth and make it back the way it was. And he's going to take the water out of the ocean. No more ocean. No more seas. No more rivers. No more lakes. No more creeks. No more rain. We'll get the morning dew from the firmament. And he's going to put that firmament back around the earth. That's Revelation 21. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed, and after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven, to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night.